I still need to give me an intro, but whatever.
I was like, that's right. He doesn't have an intro.
I do not. I need to figure out how to do it myself, but it is what it is. What's up, everybody? It is me, JB, and I'm here with Really B, and we here to
Hey.
discuss week 18 of Beyond the Gates, and it's episode 79 through 83, right? Is
Yes,
that right?
79 through 83. We are here.
Okay. So yeah, tell me like what did you think about last week since there's no episode this week, but like what did you think about
So I hate to start with a complaint, but I do have a complaint I want to start with.
it?
I don't know how, and maybe somebody who knows soap operas has a better. I have a really bad delay today, and I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Um, Maybe somebody who knows how soap operas write and how they do things for the soap operas can answer this question. Do they have different writers for different characters, or is it just one big writer's room? And the
I
reason why
think
I say that is because whoever is writing for Eva and
mhm,
Ted, I don't
mhm,
like it. I feel like I feel like their conversations are redundant. And I don't know if they don't know how to move this relationship outside of the what Ted is doing for her. Like I don't know
mhm,
if they're not ready to get to the meat and potatoes of what they need to do to build a real relationship or what. But like how many times do we have to hear Eva say, I'm not ready to do this job? I don't know. Like you begged for this job. We listened to three
mhm,
conversations of you begging Ted to give you more, and then he gives you this job. And now we've listened to three conversations of you whining and crying about how you can't do this job. And
mhm.
I did like the conversation between her and Nicole though, but I feel like we could cut out some of that her and Ted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's repetitive. I get it. So I think from my understanding, it's a big, huge writers' room when it comes to soap operas. So I think they are collaborating, and but the writers are also people. I know most of these people are experienced. Like none of these are like brand. Well, the big names that we see. I know those are experienced people who worked on like All My Children, Days of Our Lives, and stuff like that. So I don't know what it is when it comes to Eva and the whole Ted thing, right? Because that conversation happened once. It happened twice last week, where she was talking about she don't feel like she can handle this job. I was like, girl, you getting on my nerves because it
Right. And
happened.
then
It
it's like
happened Monday.
yeah, it's just redundant. It's just redundant. It's some right. Being said the original Ted would know. No, the
I
original
saw
Ted
that
would have the same dialogue.
he would. He
You
would
would
have the
have the
same
same,
dialogue. Cajun, if you don't shut
but
up in my chat,
right. You know what, Cajun? Cajun is such a troll.
he
Anyway,
is. So I guess we'll start up with Monday because y'all know I go by days. So the interesting thing that I thought about with this first episode on Monday was hilarious when we see Kat and Jacob down at Orphan Jeans, right? And they were having a
right.
conversation about the crazy lady. And then she gets her ass up from that bar and comes to sit by them. And Kat looked at her and said, "Are you lost?" And she said, she flipped that hood off and said, "Now, which bitch are we talking about today? Let me guess. It's me." I said, "Oh my God." So, Leslie, Dana, Sherry, Anna, and Lulu, they gonna have a back and forth. They gonna have a back and forth with Kat if they don't do nothing else. Now that is one thing I will say. Even though I know I know Kat gets on people's nerves, and I know Leslie can get on people's nerves, but their banter together is hilarious to me. I'm sorry, I love their back and forth. So
It is hilarious, but I needed to get a little spicier. I need some Dominique Devereaux, Alexis Carrington. Like they giving it, but I need them to rev it up a little bit. I need a little
mhm,
more. I need a little more.
yeah.
They are good together.
And then she's talking about she wants to help them, wants to work with them. I said, girl, no, you don't. You want to derail them from being able to put everything on you. Because Jacob told Kat that the DNA results came in and it was 97.9% a match. And so Kat was like, okay, good. but he was like, we can't prove that it was her that was wearing the helmet and the gloves at the time of Laura's accident. I said, oh fuck, like where are we going? Are we ever gonna finish up Laura's storyline with this whole who ran her off the road? Is this gonna be a who shot JR?
No, I think. I mean, because they know she did it. They're just trying to make the evidence fit. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I am eating birthday cake for breakfast. So don't judge me. Judge your mama.
And y'all, I know the whole who shot JR. That was they ended that show, so I know that was why that happened. Something being facetious, but
they didn't end that show. That was the season cliffhanger.
Oh, that was a cliffhanger. I thought it was the end of the show.
That was a cliffhanger. It came back because his wife did it. What's her name? Suzanne. What was his wife's name? She did it with her drunk ass.
I thought that was the end of that damn show. But I mean, so I'm still being facetious, guy. I know that they're going to eventually either Les is going to get away with it, or they're going to let it go.
She's not going to get away with it. She's going to ultimately get away with it, I think. You know, it's a soap opera. Sue Ellen. Thank you, Sue Ellen. It's a soap opera. So, you know, ultimately, you know, it's going to be however they're going to break it down. But I do think I think they're going to arrest her. I think she's going to go on trial. But it'll probably be some old bullshit, you know.
Okay.
Because Leslie is too good of a character for them to get rid of her. So
absolutely.
They'll find a way, but they're going to get her. I think they're going to definitely get her.
You know, y'all know I know they.
It wasn't Sue Ellen. I thought it was Sue Ellen. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you fine. I know people hate when we cross-reference shows, but unfortunately, I'm gonna do it because this is kind of giving me, you know, how they will. Yeah, it is. You know how they will never really truly arrest Jason and Sonny. This is what it's giving.
I got it. And that's why I said there's gonna be an acknowledgement that she did. They're working too hard and they're giving it too much screen time for them to drop it. But yeah, you're right. She's never going to be held accountable.
It's like it's definitely giving Jason and Sonny, because let's count how many times Jason and Sonny have almost gotten caught. And hell, they're trying to get Sonny now, and he's telling Sonny has never been arrested.
They're never gonna get Sonny. But just like they go through the trials and then they get off. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. They corrected me. It was the mistress. It wasn't It wasn't drunk ass Sue Ellen. My bad. Sorry.
Right. So now,
my bad.
Don. So now let's move on to Danny real quick. Yeah, I know Tracy. I know Jason went to jail. Jason only went to jail on a technicality.
And they got him out like 3 months later, child.
Yeah, because Michael went to jail. Jason.
I mean, they go to jail, but they don't stay. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Leslie. I do feel like we're gonna go through the whole thing. I just think Leslie gonna stay there. But I mean, we're gonna go through a trial. I think we're gonna have it. Who else is it? Bill's gonna be her attorney. Because she got some dirt on Bill that we don't know about yet. Bill's gonna end up, or Tomas. That would be dirty.
I think it might be Tomas. All right, so let's talk about Danny real quick. Now, I will say Danny pissed me off and was annoying me last Monday when she was sitting in her house thinking about Bill. I said, "Girl, if you don't get the hell,"
I said, "If you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, fan of time." But I do like the flashbacks.
I did too.
Because I like seeing them when they were happy. You know what I mean? I did like seeing the flashback. But yeah, she need to go somewhere. But I don't know if that's Tuesday, but I did like the fact that Bill came over there and they had a very civilized conversation. I liked seeing that this week. I will say that. Well, last week.
It was just her wanting to call him. And like you said, I like the flashbacks. It was her wanting to call him. I was like, Danny, what do you want to call him for? What reason do you want to call him? And I was so happy that Pamela came over there, and Pamela was like, girl, why do you want to call him? Like, and Pamela got her off of Bill just temporarily, so that way that they can talk about their modeling agency. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's derail Danny from this. Like, I'm sorry.
I will say this though, Even though it annoyed me that Danny wanted to call Bill, Bill was clearly thinking about Danny because he went by
He
there.
was. He was.
So it wasn't one sided.
Mm-mm.
Because Bill went by there and he was very nice. He actually acknowledged what he did,
Mm-hmm.
apologized for what he did, and acknowledged that he could have handled it better. Now he never said we could have worked it out and stayed together. He was like, he stuck with the Danny, this marriage was over. But he
Yeah.
did acknowledge that he could have handled it better.
That stroke has got him really thinking about some things, which is so
Uh-huh.
crazy. That is really
Uh-huh.
crazy when you think about that. People get some clarity when life-threatening shit happens to them. But hey,
Yeah.
it happens. Now we can talk about we don't already kind of talked about it, but the Ted
I'm sorry.
and
Y'all know I be
Eva.
jumping ahead. JB tried to stay on
Oh no,
he
you
tried to
fine.
stay Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Y'all know I be all over the place.
We good. So we already talked about this, but the Ted and Eva, it was a back, and this is where it happened Monday, where Ted was telling Eva what all the job requires. Then she's like, I don't know if I can do this. And then she left and she was like, I can't do this. And then she ran into Nicole and asked Nicole, she was like, was I really a good assistant to you? Or were you just telling me that, girl, if you weren't a good assistant, she would have fired you. You were a temp. That I will say it was getting on my nerves, but I did like the fact that Nicole, even though Nicole has her issues with her at this point, I like the fact that Nicole actually told her girl, no, um, you were actually a really good assistant and go get your job with Ted. I do appreciate Nicole for that. And this is the only episode this last week that I was on Nicole's side, because after that, Nicole got on my fucking nerves.
Nicole get on everybody's nerves.
Like after
Yeah,
that,
but I agree with you. I did like that scene, but honestly, that's what I kind of go back to what I was saying about with Eva. Like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So now let's talk about Kenny. Kenneth, whatever y'all want to call him. He's still fucking with Martin. So Martin asked him, what is it going to take to get you to go away? This man says $100,000. Bitch, I'd break all the bones. I'd break all the bones in your body. And like, no. You're not going to sit here and tell me it's going to take $100,000 for you to go away. I would told him, what? How about you just go away from me and I don't beat your ass? Or you can tell the public whatever you want to tell them. I don't give it. Now I don't know what he has. I mean, it's this secret, but we don't know the whole logistics of it. But he's definitely
I think we
racist.
got enough of it. I think we were able to piece together the majority of what I think happened.
But when that man said "you people," I want to jump to that television screen.
Well, it sounds like Martin came across a couple of racists and he whooped their ass with a tire iron. But because he's a congressman, the family was worried about, I don't know if at that time he was running for Congress or what, but it looks like they handled it because they, even though it doesn't sound like it sounds like self-defense. But it was one of those, but we're afraid of the public backlash and yada yada yada, because this man, they're clearly writing him up to be like a racist or something. And it does sound like him and his brother probably, did something. And I think the brother, I don't know if the brother's still here, because remember he said he was talking about, well, my brother can't talk for himself or something. So I don't know if Martin killed that man with a tire iron, but clearly whooped him to the point where he needed plastic surgery. So, but it definitely sounds like it was racial, because he keeps making those little comments like, oh, so you people, da 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 da. Like he definitely keeps making those comments. So yeah.
And I'd beat his ass again.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, so the last thing in my notes for Monday is, which I really didn't take no notes on it, but it was his back and forth, because Vernon called Bill over to the house to have a conversation about.
That was funny.
It was, because they were giving it to each other.
With that pimp stick, they was cracking me up with the pimp stick.
They were giving it to each other. Vernon and Bill were giving it to each other. I was like, oh, okay. Normally I don't see it for Bill, but I was like, okay, Bill, you ain't really on my shit list today. Because I mean, Vernon is trying to, son you, but you ain't letting him son you, because you telling him like you need me as much as I need you and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, Bill.
Yeah, but ultimately though, Vernon got the last word.
He did.
But he did know, but he was definitely like, yo, we're not in the same position that we were in before. Like, you're not gonna son me. And Vernon was like, okay, yeah, I'm glad you think that, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'm still your daddy. I'm still
Mhm.
your daddy.
It was funny to me. I loved it.
No, I
Now
thought that was a really good dialogue. I did like that as well.
I did. All right, so now we can move on to Tuesday. Oh God. So the first thing in my note is Kat had a face off with Eva and with Ted. Now, as much as I do like Kat, and it goes for it's all three of them. I'm sick of Kat, Eva, and Ted all together because Ted is trying to make them be sisterly towards each other, and I'm like, sir, why do you think that is going to happen with them? Yes, they may have things in common, but Kat doesn't like her. Eva don't really care for Kat, right? And Kat is trying to forewarn Ted about giving Eva this job. She was like, you know, her mama might come around. And he was like, she's free of her mother. I was like, now, Ted, in what world do you believe that this girl is free of her fucking mama?
But
She may
not only
not be
that, but she keeps telling y'all, like she's telling y'all, I'm not going to abandon my mom. Like she's telling y'all that. So I don't know why you think she's free when she's telling you she ain't going nowhere.
exactly. And
She
she
giving you the
literally said
good
it out of her
Jennifer,
mouth.
the Jennifer Holiday, and I am telling you, she's telling you she's not going.
She literally said it right in his face. She was like, yeah, that's my mom, but I'm not going anywhere. And I'm like, I don't know why Ted feels that she is free of that lady. You might want to be free of that lady, but Eva's not. That is at the end of the day, that is still her crazy ass mama.
Yep, and she is that crazy as a bed bug.
Now, this is the thing that I will say that kind of pissed me off is Kat and Tomas. So they had a date, right? I
Oh,
want Tomas to be honest. He don't want Kat like he claims he does. I don't know what it is with it's something off about Tomas, and I don't know if this is something that Bill actually put him up to doing because the math ain't math. They have a good date, right? The date starts out good. She had the chef prepare something that he likes, and it was prepared the way that he liked it. Then he noticed Eva in the corner. She's like, "Oh yeah, my dad was just here, and my dad left." And the reason why Ted left is because he saw Kenny. So we also found out that Ted is the one that did the plastic surgery for Kenny. I was like, "Oh, y'all should let him just stay fucked up." But whatever. So Eva, y'all know Eva and Tomas are reading this book, and so Eva, girl, read the room. Why would you now? Why would I would never hop up and go and interrupt somebody's date, even if it's somebody that
yeah,
I'm
that
friends
was a
with.
lot. You were doing too much, girl. You were doing way too much.
And then Tomas
Yep.
got mad at Kat for basically saying like, "Bitch, we on a date." He was like, "Why did you go and ruin a date? We were having a good date. Why did you go and ruin it?" I said, "Huh?"
I
I was like,
think I don't think it is something about Tomas that is still making me in the back of my mind, but I I don't think anybody put him up to dating her because I feel like we would have seen something by now, a conversation or something with Bill. But
mhm,
I think in the beginning he was. I don't think he was ever like a love match with Kat, but I think he thought that she, it was a social climbing kind of thing, and he was willing to go along with the get along because he
mhm,
thought it was going to get him somewhere. But I don't think he wants to be responsible for being her first. And I think that he really is starting to like Eva. I think he genuinely likes Eva. I think Kat was a power play, but I think he
mhm.
really does like Eva. So
Yeah, I
now
believe
he's
that.
stuck. Right. So now he's kind of stuck with it because again, I think he still feels like there's this and then you saw where again I'm jumping ahead,
You
but
good? Go ahead.
when he finds out that Bill sort of is the fixer for the Duprees, like I do think that I think he's a social climber and I think he's trying to get his part, be a partner or whatever. Um
Mhm.
but I don't know. I think he really does like Eva though.
Yeah, he definitely likes Eva. It's obvious because I mean, how do you let somebody come and interrupt your date and you get mad at your date?
Yeah, because that I didn't understand him being because even you, girl, you did not, girl, you
She's
knew
like,
what was going on
yeah,
because
she's
she
like,
told you what was happening. So
exactly.
it
That's the
wasn't
thing.
no
She
oops,
told you.
right? You knew exactly what was going on, girl. And y'all know I don't be saying it for Cat. She get on my damn nerves, but on that one, I was with her. I was with her on that one. Like, and again, for Tomas to get mad at her, like, huh? Especially knowing their relationship. Like, again, you got to put it in context. Like, come on now.
It's something not right with Tomas besides his acting.
Yeah.
So now this probably right. Now we already talked about the whole Danny and Bill thing. Danny asked him why did he come to her house, but I would have never let him in my house first and foremost. But okay, so Bill is telling her he wronged her, and he noticed all of this after being in a hospital, and we saw in the flashback when she was talking about when she gave birth to, I don't know if it was Chelsea or if it was Naomi, but she asked him, does his mother's death or whatever, does his mother have anything to do with his fear of hospitals? I was like, but he played it off. I was like, I think there might be some validity there because it is
he is
weird.
he is definitely afraid of going into the hospital. And like you said, people who go in don't come out. And I yeah. And the fact that him and Danny know that about each other, or Danny had, it just shows that how long they've been married and how deep it went. And I think as the viewers, we need that because we started off with where they were with the
Hmm.
marriage already being where it was and Danny looking crazy. But now it puts it in perspective that they were happy at one time. They were each other's best friend. When they are getting along, they do have chemistry. Like they do have a connection. And
Hmm.
as a viewer, I was glad to see it. Like I felt like
I
we
was.
needed to see that.
Now, what really had me hollering, so when Bill left, the little bitch Haley came over. And she was like, "Oh, I knew Bill was here. Then what the fuck you come over here for?"
Right.
See,
Why are
Danny
you
is
at my house? Why are you here, ma'am?
Danny is a
Papa,
lot
who is
nice.
this woman? Why were you why are you here? But I
And
think
so
she went
Danny,
there to do exactly what she did. I think that was the
it was
plan.
intentional, yeah, which I think we knew this, but it was finally spoken. Haley and Bill have only been together officially for 6 months because he and Danny have been divorced for a year at this point. I was like, wow. And we, like I've been saying it for the last few weeks, you can see the jealousy written all over Haley's face. So her and Danny are having a back and forth, and then this little bitch goes into, "Oh, I'm having pain." I was like, really? So
I
now
think
you're
that
gonna
was
see
the
them?
plan. I think that's why she went there because she had no reason to knock on Danny's door. But I think the plan was to fake this pregnancy scare and make Danny look bad.
That's exactly what it was. Put it all on Danny, so that way, if she, and I'm gonna use air quotes, if she loses the baby, well, I was at Danny's house, and Big Bad Danny said this to me, and girl, oh, that little bitch.
And I gotta tap Bill on his shoulder for a second too. How you ain't seen the sonogram yet? How you ain't been to a doctor's appointment yet?
I was thinking the same
I
thing.
do have to kind of tap you on your shoulder a little bit on that one, Bill. This is not your first rodeo. You've had two other children. You know what the drill is.
They've been married. No, no, they haven't been married 6 months, you guys. What have they? Because they got,
Well, it's
well,
soap opera time, so who knows? I don't know how
they got
long.
married
So I mean,
because
it's
of
been almost 6 months in real time. The show
yeah,
debuted in
well, yeah,
February.
yeah, okay. I know they were getting longer than that, but she's
Yeah, they were together. I mean, we don't know how long they were sneaking. They were sneaking around the law offices. We don't know how long that went on.
yeah, hey, yeah, true. So then I think we've been said this. I think we said this a long time ago about Smitty, that Smitty was going to be the one that's going to figure out the whole situation with Martin and whatever happened to him.
We said that from the
So,
beginning, didn't we?
so Smitty is still working on this whole Marcel storyline, and Martin is doing his best to get Smitty off of. I'm like, sir, I know your husband better than you do, and your husband is not letting this go because
Mm-mm.
he ain't letting nothing go because the things are not
Mm-mm.
adding up to him. So he told Martin
Mm-hmm.
about the money, and Martin's face is like, I'm like, Martin, do you not know your husband? Do you not know the man that you married? Because a smart person, I mean, again, I'm not married to Smitty. I don't know Smitty like that. But from what I've been seeing, I knew Smitty was never letting this go. And then we see Smitty talk to Jacob about it. And so now Jacob and Smitty think that something else happened, right? They think that Marcel is, I guess, like blackmailing Martin or something, or did something to
Mm-hmm.
did something to Martin and got the money from the family that way. And I was like, okay, because
But it
because
is something about Marcel and Martin, because remember, you saw Martin's reaction when he heard Marcel's voice. It's
mm-hmm,
something specific about that voice that triggers Martin.
mm-hmm.
The name and the voice definitely triggers Martin. But yeah, I'm with you. You like Smitty. I don't know if they're making Smitty way too smart or if it's just realistic that he would come up with all of this. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
he's
he is an
really putting
investigative
together these
reporter.
pieces really fast.
He's an
Like,
investigative reporter. So some of them are really some. I know some investigative reporters are really good at what they do.
and putting the pieces together, right?
Hmm. So it could be that. Now, somebody tell me, when the hell do we know what Jacob's dad's name was? I did not know that
Hold on.
man's name is Elon.
Bill did show, I mean, Haley did show Bill a sonogram, but Bill never went to a doctor's appointment, is what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying. Like, he's never seen it. He's never heard the baby heartbeat. No, he's never done any of that. He just looked at a picture that she could have got off of
Google.
damn, yeah, Google. You can Google a sonogram picture.
You can buy a
As we
sonogram.
as we found out when that girl tried to say that Ashley's husband got her pregnant and that was the sonogram. Remember that? And then Don found out the sonogram had been. He found the website the sonogram came from. He googled
Hmm. Like you
it.
can buy a sonogram, y'all.
Sure can.
So then we had this big meeting at Bill's office with, like I said, I don't know why they named that man Elon. Of all the names in the world, they named him Elon. Okay. It's Elon, Vernon, then Ted showed up, Joey. Out of everybody in this group,
Like, how
what?
did Joey get in this?
That's what I want to know. What is Joey's connection to this? I understand Marcel because Marcel was in a flashback with Kenny and Martin. I get Elon because Elon is the chief of police. I get Bill because Bill is the fixer. And I get Ted because Ted did his face. And I get Vernon because Vernon is his grandfather. But where the fuck does Joey come into play?
That's what I need to know. I really need to know how Joey got into this. That is the $1 million question for me, because yeah, Joey, what you doing here?
Like, I was like, Joey? Okay. So Martin had another flashback at the end of this because Martin came in, he was pissed off. And I was like, Martin, if you don't calm your ass the fuck down. Like, that's the
Martin
thing
is
that I
getting on
was,
my nerves, but I think they're trying to show us that Martin definitely has an anger problem, but he is getting on my damn nerves.
because he was pissed off that his daddy was there and he knows. I'm like, okay. Like, Martin was doing the most. But in this flashback that he had, it was clearer because in this, in the flashbacks lately, we see more stuff. And in this one, we were able
Yeah.
to see Marcel's face clearly. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm ready to see. I'm ready to get to the bottom of this. I thought they were going to go into November sweeps with this, but it looks like it's going to wrap up pretty soon.
The question is, what's going to happen with Martin? Like, he's going to have to resign. Like, there's no way once this comes out, he's going to have to resign as a congressman. Like, the question is, what do they do with Martin? Like, is he going to go to jail? Are they going to have to, like, we going to have 2 trials coming up? Like, what's going on?
Also, something, if anybody's watching us from Beyond the Gates next summer, because General Hospital does it. I know Younger Restless does it, and Bold and the Beautiful. Can we get a pool, a beach, or something at the country club?
You know what? We do need one. You're right. We do need some summer scenes. You're right.
I'm giving
And
you
the
at the
country
country
club
club
definitely has an outdoor pool. Now it's DC. They ain't gonna have no beach, but they definitely got an outdoor pool.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this is DC, but yeah, can we get like we can get a makeshift beach?
No. No, they
No, not. You know, like somewhere. You know, like how they have these water parks that have makeshift. But at least if we can at least give us a pool.
No, but we do need a pool though. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on some outdoor scenes. I'm
We
with
need
you
a
on
pool.
some summer outdoor scenes. I mean, DC definitely has an outdoor. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, I think to build a fake pool would be a lot. I mean, beach would be a
A
lot
fake beach.
in the
Yeah,
DC area, right?
but we
Yeah,
need a
but
pool.
a pool, I'm here for a pool. I'm definitely here for a pool. But again, like you said, they got to add that to next season because they ain't even know if
They've
they was
already
gonna
been.
get a season 2. So
Yeah,
that
I
wasn't
hope
in the
they do.
budget for this season. Huh? That wasn't in the budget.
And I'm surprised that it wasn't, even with this being a country club.
I don't know.
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know. I've never. I've had friends who've worked at country clubs, and I know they got some pools.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We definitely need a pool. We definitely need a pool. We definitely need some outdoor seating. I'm sure that I mean I know they eat at the country club all the time. I know they got some outdoor seating,
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm with you. Now I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. We need some outdoor stuff. I'm with you. Because down to the Metro Court, they stay at that pool, honey.
They
They
sure
stay at
do.
that pool down to the
They sure.
Metro Court.
They do. They do. That's what I. That's when I was. That's what I was thinking about because I was watching GH last week because I've been back to watching GH and um Beyond the Gates not at the same time, but I'll put Beyond the Gates on in this TV in my room, and in the living room GH is on, so I'll go back and forth when one is on commercial,
Oh,
and baby,
okay.
they be at the Metro Court religiously. They stay at
They
the Metro
be
Court.
I'm about to say they stay at that pool. Remember
Hmm.
one summer all the kids worked there, and now all of the
Yep.
kids are at the pool.
Hmm. I remember that summer when every kid worked there. Well, it's still the same now because Danny and Rocco,
Oh yeah, the next
and
generation.
yeah, Danny, Rocco, and what's that? Geo. Well, I know some of y'all do watch General Hospital, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'll get back to Beyond the Gates. Geo is getting on my nerves.
Hmm.
I've been in his situation, and I get being upset, but I ain't never been upset that long with anybody.
Yeah, Gio need to go sit down somewhere. And did old girl off herself, unalive herself? The last episode I saw, she was drinking and taking them pills and crying
Yeah,
while she
she
was
gone.
packing.
Yep, she's
Oh
gone. She
no.
died. She died Monday or Tuesday.
Oh dang, I'm okay. So today's Wednesday, so I'm like 2 episodes
Today
behind. Okay.
Thursday.
Damn, today is Thursday. Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
she died Tuesday or Wednesday. Xavier,
Oh wow.
who Gia belongs to, he is Dante and Brooklyn's son.
Brooklyn. Hmm.
Which I hate Brooklyn, but that's just me.
I hate this version of Brooklyn. I love the punk rock, do my own
I,
thing,
hmm.
rebel without a cause. Brooklyn. I don't like this Brooklyn.
And I get her being mad at Lulu, but to hurt Rocco in the interim, I'm like, girl, okay. So Wednesday, you
Thank
guys, this is where
you.
Nicole really started to piss me off. When I tell y'all, Nicole, I agree, Harold. They need to build a new restaurant in Fairmont Crest.
They do.
So Nicole pissed me off because Nicole is being self-righteous at this point. And I know people last week in our chat was saying, well, y'all know Nicole is mad about what happened with her and Ted. Here's the thing, you guys. I get Nicole being upset about that stuff, but her being upset with Bill and all that kind of stuff, it ain't got shit to do with what Danny and Andre did. Did she speak some truth to Andre about him and his relationship with Danny? Yes, but it's still overboard. Like I said, she's being self-righteous. Then she told him to stop sleeping with Dan. I was like, you don't have that power, ma'am.
Yeah, I understand where she's coming from though. Danny is fragile. She knows he's a playboy, but I think her approach is very off-putting. Like I definitely understand where she's coming from because we said that in the beginning before we kind of got used to Danny and Andre, and we sort of like Danny and Andre together. But in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, we were like, "What? That's nasty. That's your nephew. You damn near right." Like we all felt the same way. Um, so I understand her reaction. I just think her approach is off-putting for me. I get it. I understand. I probably would feel the same way she feel. Like, First of all, you know your sister crazy as hell and she's still in love with Bill. Second of all, you know Andre ain't nothing but a player, and your sister can't really handle another heartbreak. Third of
Mhm.
all, you are already dealing with trust issues with the people that love you, and now you feel like it's just more and more secrets. Like, I get it, but I just think that her approach is what's kind of
Mhm.
off-putting.
Like, yeah, I get it too. I get her being upset. I get her feeling hurt and all that stuff. I definitely get it, but you're lashing out at the wrong people, and your mom even had to tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Her mom
and
even
I
had to
think
tell.
at the end of the day, she knows it. Like when we were in, okay, I'm about to go left here. When we were in Disney World, I just did a for those who don't know, I just did a week vacation, family vacation with my family. Now my parents could not come because physically they just couldn't do all that walking and stuff. So I
Mhm.
was basically like the oldest person there, and so everybody was looking to me for stuff. And at a certain point, I literally just got pissed off, right? And I cussed my sister and I walked off and I kind of disappeared for a minute. I mean, I was like, they got my phone number. If they need me, they can find me. We were in the middle of Epcot, right?
Mhm.
After about 20 minutes, I realized I had overreacted. I realized that it was, you know what I mean? I realized I had done a lot, right?
Mhm.
And then I had to come back around. You know what I mean? So I think Danny knows. I mean, Nicole knows, but
Right.
she's still in her feelings. I think she knows I think she knows.
And then
Especially after her
when,
mama told her. Especially after her mama told her, because
mhm.
that ain't what she was expecting to hear from her mama.
So then we see Danny and that little bitch Haley make it to the hospital. Danny still, however, does not believe that Haley is pregnant, right? And so she's talking to, of all people, Ash. I said, God damn it, why is Ashley on my television screen? Oh Lord, y'all. Actually, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's not add,
I
since
did
we
like that
talking
little
about
green
Ash.
outfit she had on though. That was cute.
Who Danny?
No, Haley's little green outfit was
Oh,
cute
hey,
because
oh yeah, that was cute. That was
they
cute.
good to put her in a leopard print, a cheetah print. So
Yeah, they are. So, oh, I said I was gonna get Ash out the way, right? Yes, yeah. So let's get Ash out the way real quick. So Ashley asked Andre on a date. Writers, let this shit go. I want the writers to let that go. Like, I'm so over Ashley and Andre. Ugh. Xavier says Haley's been looking good these last few weeks. Yes, I'll give y'all that.
I am boycotting Ashley. I'm
Oh,
sick of her. I'm sick of
I,
her.
I
I'm
am
sick of her.
too.
I'm sick of the storyline. I don't want to see it. I'm sorry, not sorry. I don't
I
want to
was like,
see it.
when they showed that, I said, "Why are we doing this? We hate this. We hate this." So Danny called Bill on the phone. That's when he was with Martin at the country club, and Martin was having a freak out. I said, "Martin, if you don't stop, sir, stop, 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 stop." So Bill didn't answer the phone, but he answered the phone when Ashley called and said that Haley was at the hospital. So he gets down to the hospital, and Haley is she's crying. He's like, "What's wrong? Is it the baby?" No, Bill, everything is okay. I'm 10 weeks pregnant and they did a sonogram. He's like, "Oh, well, let's call the doctor back in here." "Oh, no, 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 no. She's gonna email it to me and I'll email it to you." I was like, "Well, say what? Since when do they email sonograms, y'all? When do they email
Exactly.
sonograms?" Now I know back in the day they could put them on DVDs. I don't know if they can put it on a flash drive, but email it. I've never heard of that.
I mean, maybe with patient portals now. I know a lot of people have like those portals. I mean, they email your test results. Maybe they do,
Yeah.
but again, I feel like, and I can't speak for a father. I'm gonna just speak for me. If it were me, I would want to see for myself. You know what I mean? Like, you were there, the doctor, like she was literally was like, "Oh, we just did the sonogram. Bring that shit back out. Go on, lay down. Let's rub this belly up with this gel. Let me see it." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just weird to me.
And Haley still got her clothes on. She ain't got no
Right.
hospital
She don't
on.
even have on a hospital gown or nothing.
And I was like, "Bill, you ain't that bright. This little bitch is running game on you."
She is. Cause I listen, I was already skeptical about her being pregnant because remember I
Mm-hmm.
said the same thing. I was a little skeptical, but now I'm really like, she not pregnant, and whatever her scheme is, because I think she really was trying to get pregnant and it wasn't happening fast enough. I definitely think there's a plan going on here, and I just
Mm-hmm.
don't think it was happening fast enough. But I always ask myself this question: when people fake pregnancies, I always have to ask myself, what is the end game? Like, what is your, because a pregnancy listen, you got about 3 to 4 months on a pregnancy lie before you got to start doing some drastic shit. What is the end game here? I mean, are you gonna steal a baby? Like, I'm not being funny, but what is the end game?
That may be her end game because I'm not understanding. Because then we find out from Ashley that because Ashley asked another nurse, she's like, "Where's Mrs. Hamilton's ultrasound?" She was like, "Girl, she declined one." I
Right.
was
She
like,
declined one, but you lied and said that you did one and everything was okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. And how do you get to decline one?
exactly. If you come here complaining about pains and you're supposedly pregnant.
I mean, again, I understand that patients have a right to do da 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 da, but I'm just thinking if you really are, you coming in with cramping and bleeding, to me that should have been automatic. Like I feel like as if you tell when you go to the for my ladies in the chat that have been pregnant before, y'all can help me with this one. If you show up at the emergency room and you say that you are 2 months pregnant, whatever, however long she lying about, and you are complaining about cramping and bleeding, it seems to me that that's an automatic triage. That is an automatic. We are taking you in the back and we are doing we are checking. Like I don't think you get to decline that. Does that make sense? Do you get to decline that? You want to, like, if you're going to decline it, then why the fuck are you here? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's like if you go into the doctor and you go to the emergency room and complain of having chest pains and they want to give you a EKG and all of that. And you say, no, I don't want any of that. Then why the fuck did you come to the emergency room? Just sit at home with your heart, with your chest hurting. You see what I'm saying?
That's a medical malpractice lawsuit right there.
Yeah, there you go. Because God forbid she is really pregnant and she lose the baby, that's on the hospital to be like, because I went to the hospital and they didn't find anything. Yeah, that is a medical malpractice.
That's why
that ain't make no damn sense.
Yeah, that little bitch. I don't know what that little bitch's end game is, but she up to something. And I'm gonna talk about it once we get to the end of it. Because that preview of
you don't think that doctor was real? You think the doctor was fake?
I saw this. I've saw people say that on social media that they didn't believe that their doctor was real. But I'm like, y'all. I mean, I can get it, but y'all think everybody else in this hospital going on with this being a fake doctor?
Huh.
I did see a lot of people with that theory that that doctor might not be a real doctor, but I was like, how?
How? That's a lie.
I feel like Haley probably told a doctor something, and the doctor, like, I don't know what.
I don't know. I just don't know how. I don't know how you go to the hospital with chest pains and you get to decline. I mean, with cramping and bleeding. She said she was bleeding too, but you still got on that same green outfit, ladies. Y'all with me? Y'all with me on that? She was bleeding and cramping, but she ain't changed her clothes.
Ain't got on nobody's hospital gown, but okay.
Ain't got on no hospital gown. Ain't asked Bill to bring you a change of clothes.
So we kind of talked about this too, the whole Kat and Tomas when they were, when she was like she was ready to have sex with him, and we seen him at the place at the house at her and Chelsea's place, and he put the brakes on. I was like, wow, because like I said earlier, it's something weird about him. Because remember, before Kat even mentioned that she wanted to have sex with him, he's been talking to her about her, he's been talking to her about her virginity.
Right.
But now that she wants to give it to him, it's like, no, I don't feel right doing that. What if you were regret? Which I know some people may have that, there have been maybe people who feel that way, like, right, yeah, I like you, and I know you say you want to do it, but I don't want to really do it unless I feel like you are 100% ready. But I don't think that's Tomas. Then he left her and went to Uptown, and he saw Eva. Here's what I will say. I don't think he wants either one of them. Because remember, when him and Eva was in her hotel room and she kissed him, he pushed her off.
True.
So it's something not right about him.
Oh, that's a good point. Hold on. I want to get right. I want to give credit where credit is due. Hold on. Scroll up. Hold on. Brianna said, I think Haley is playing a long game with Bill. She calls that stroke. Now she's the primary policy holder. Do y'all think that Haley was giving something to Bill to make him had him symptoms of a stroke? Y'all been looking at a lot of snaps. That sounds like some shit on Snap. But I don't think that's a bad thought, because I actually thought about that at one time too. Like, is Haley putting something in his food or his drink to mimic these symptoms?
But he got that.
I thought about that too, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it too.
He got the policy after the stroke, right?
Yeah, I think he got the policy after the stroke. Somebody said that Tomas don't want Eva or Cat because he want Martin. That's what somebody has said. They said he want Martin. That's what somebody has said.
Not he want Martin. But he don't want either one of them. He definitely don't want them.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, it does seem like he don't really want either one of them. Yeah, Tomas definitely got something going. Listen, anytime we on these these soap operas, and these people don't have no past, I got questions. Where your mama? Where your daddy? He keeps talking about his daddy. I think at some point we're gonna meet the daddy. There's a story there. I keep telling y'all, I think Haley is there for revenge. I just don't know why, but she there for revenge, and she using Bill to get it. That homeless lady, she them kids' mamas. I'm just telling y'all what I'm thinking now.
All right, so Thursday, the great Anita Dupree returned, and
yes, Anita, looking good, fabulous.
She did. What I will say is, I was kind of annoyed. I mean, when she came in, only thing that annoyed me was that they were like, "Oh, we're all gonna have a sit down conversation with Gran." I was like, "Are we gonna see everybody sit down conversation with Gran?" Because I don't want to see everybody sit down conversation with Gran. Love Anita, but I didn't want to see everybody's conversation with her. But she immediately saw the issues between Nicole and Danny. So she's talked to Danny first, and Danny let her know, hey, so she's like, what's the issue with you and Nicole? She's like, it's not what I've done to Nicole, it's who I'm doing. And so she was like, who are you doing? She said, Andre Richardson. Her face kind of looked a little shocked at a minute, but then she was like, okay, well, at least it ain't Bill, so shit, girl, I don't care.
Right. It ain't Bill. Yeah.
She was like, get your rocks off. And I was like, come on, exactly. I didn't think Anita was going to be mad because Andre is not family. He is Nicole's family through marriage. So where do you go? Like, what is there to be upset about? He's grown.
Right now they're mad at Ted, so they don't care about that either.
Exactly. So then Anita sat down with Nicole, and she told Nicole, this is not about Danny or Andre. This is about your pain. I said, you better tell Anita this is about her pain. And Nicole's face was like, well, damn, mama, you have to say it that way. But it's the truth, Nicole. It is the truth. This is not about Danny and Andre. This is about Ted. And again, I want to say this and be clear about it, y'all. I'm not upset with Nicole for having, feeling the way she feels. It's her approach and her delivery, because they went to Orphan Jeans, and they was like, I know, Sissy, you're sorry. And she was like, that is not what you got from this. I said, well, what the fuck?
Right, like, I don't know who told you that's how this conversation was about to go.
Like, I was like, well, I mean, I thought you were going to say I'm sorry because your mama told you was wrong. So where are we going, Nicole? So you still want to be mad at your sister for what?
I did think that. I agree. Cheap 8 times 21. I thought it was going to be more dramatic too. I definitely thought that somebody was going to catch them in bed together or something like that. I really did too. It was a little anticlimactic. I can agree.
Quake says I would be dapping Danny up instead of criticizing her. Hell, Danny
was. If it was anybody other than Andre, I think she would be. But again, in her mind,
I did crack up when it was funny to me when Danny said, well, if Bill had a nephew, I would tell you to go sleep with him to get
right.
even. That shit was funny to me.
Child,
I
that was
said,
funny.
so on Thursday, this is once again where the Eva and Ted of it all comes up again, where Ted is showing Eva what he wants her to do with the job when it comes to the payroll, when it comes to the accreditation and all this type of stuff. And she's like, I can't do this. I'm not ready for this job. I said, girl, how many times are you going to say this? And so Ted went and called up Kat to come down and help. I was like, you're really bold to call Kat down here. But
Yeah,
I
that was
was
bold.
slightly surprised that when Kat came down there, she was pleasant to Eva.
But did you peep that whole thing with the accreditation? That's something with that accreditation is happening. And I don't think that I really don't think Kat is purposely setting Eva up, but she told Eva, skip it. The accreditation, we just did our accreditation, skip it. And Eva was like,
Mhm.
well, this thing is popping up. And she was like, just delete it. And I was like, oops, something's gonna come back. It didn't get done, and they're gonna blame Eva.
I can see. I was wondering that because it was weird how Kat said just move past it and get to the payroll because
Yeah.
accreditation that's important.
It is very important. And but I think I don't again, I know she wouldn't put her father's business in jeopardy. So I don't think
Mm-mm.
she's purposely doing it. But what they found out though is that I think it's gonna be a situation. I mean, I think it's gonna be a situation where because Eva was the one that deleted it, it's probably under her login. So it's gonna make it
Mhm.
look like she did something wrong. But I don't know what it is with that accreditation, but it's something with it.
And the fact that you even didn't know what accreditation was, I was like, I mean, who don't know what well, there may be people who don't know what it is, but I was like, how do you not know what accreditation is? I
I don't know.
hell, I learned what accreditation was a hard way because a college, one of the colleges in my hometown, they lost their accreditation years. They had lost their
Oh
accreditation for,
wow.
and it's a HBCU too. They had lost their
Oh.
accreditation
My
because,
school
of
almost
course,
lost their accreditation, baby. We was working hard to get it together. We almost lost our accreditation. Thank
oh
God
no,
we
this
didn't. But
they lost their accreditation, and people was. I was like, and people were still going to the people still going to that school. I was like, why are y'all going to this school with no accreditation? Like your
that's how they
degree is
did
gonna be
Morris Brown, child. People were still going to Morris Brown. I was like, why? I mean, thank
your
God they're back. They got their accreditation and Morris Brown is back. But I was like, why? Why are y'all there?
like your degree is gonna be worth nothing once you graduate
Okay.
if that accreditation is gone.
Child.
I forgot that Morris because I want to go to. The funny thing is, I want to go to Morris Brad at one point, and I think this was around. Well, I think they still had their accreditation at the time that I wanted to go, but it just was not something. It wasn't in the cards for me to go. But yeah, I don't understand people who still go to school when they have no fucking accreditation. Like,
Don't make
why?
no
Like,
sense.
you spending all this money on a degree that is gonna be just a piece of paper. Ain't nobody gonna hire you. But okay. So after that, I've already talked about Ashley and Andre don't care. So then this whole Jacob and Smitty thing, we're still on this. This is the point where Jacob told Naomi about it, but he didn't tell Naomi that the reporter was Smitty. So they had a conversation. He was like, well, you could have just told me it was Smitty. And so she was like, I feel like Smitty needs to talk to his husband. And Jacob was like, I told him that. And so Naomi says, well, how about we, Grant is back. So Xavier says, how bad does a school have to be to lose their accreditation?
Usually, a school loses. I'm gonna be honest with you. The easiest way for a school to lose accreditation is fiscal. Fiscal.
I
I
about
don't
to
know
say
what
it's
the
more.
right word is, but basically, do they have the money to keep the school going?
Mhm.
Like, what are the finances? Is the enrollment enough? Are they getting enough kids to come in to maintain the payroll, to maintain the fiscal responsibility of the college? That is
Right.
the fastest way to lose accreditation.
And that's what
Obviously
happened.
there are other ways to lose it as it relates to like academic things or whatever, but
Mm, it's
generally
money.
that's the fastest way. I know with us that was what it was a
Mhm.
money thing with us.
That's what it was with the school in my hometown. The president was taking the money and pocketing it. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, we actually had somebody embezzling money. We found them, but by the time we found them, like they had done a lot of damage. And our enrollment was, I mean, it was a variety of things, but they certainly was stealing money.
And it's crazy that
Certainly
it's
for September.
HBCU, and it's crazy that it's HBCUs because that's what it was in my hometown. Literally,
Taken from your own people, stealing from
it's
your
the
because she
HBCU.
not only was the woman that stole from us, not only was she had been working there for a very long time, she was an alumni. I'm like, you stealing from your own fucking school.
And like I said, it was the president of it's the president of this school. People had suspected it for years that he was stealing the money, but they couldn't really prove it until they lost their fucking accreditation. And
Yep, thieves in the temple, Harold. Thieves in the temple, child.
so yeah, but Jacob. I know somebody said that Jacob is annoying. Y'all, I like Jacob. Jacob is just doing his. Jacob is a by the books cop.
Jacob is annoying to me with Cat. He finally put his foot down with Cat this week, but he be letting Cat do too much. I'd have been cuss Cat ass out.
So that's what I was saying. Jacob and Naomi were talking. So Jacob was like, Gran is back. So I'm finna go back over to the house where Gran is. And how about you talk to grandfather about what you think? I was like, he ain't gonna get no answer from grandfather because grandfather's in on this. Now I did find it interesting that Vernon is not gonna tell Anita what's going on. Like what do you think about that? Since Anita knows about this already.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Well, I think he said that he doesn't want to mess up what she got going on with the reunion. I think if it were regular, I think if she weren't dealing with the articulate situation, I think he would tell her. I think he really truly just doesn't want her worried about what they got going on over here. He wants her to be able to go to Chicago freely and all of that. I really do think that.
I do too. I mean, she's eventually gonna find out, and I think she might be pissed off when she finds kind of like
she's gonna
Nicole.
be pissed off she gonna be pissed off because they don't keep secrets. Although I think Anita got a couple of secrets too.
Yeah. Now I will say for Friday, I don't have very much on my notes. So if you had anything that you remember from Friday's episode, feel free to chime in on it. But the main thing that
do you know? All right. So, what do you think the end game is with this whole payoff to the guy to
I don't
Scarface? Like, I mean, because we finally got the bodyguard back. He been missing for a while.
Oh yeah,
we get him back, Randy. And I mean, is he gonna beat the guy up? Is he gonna unalive him? Like, what's happening?
I don't know what they end game. I don't think they gonna pay him. I don't see him.
No, he definitely ain't walking out. First of all, why is he sitting there counting that money? Who does that? Who sits around counting the money? You literally just got a payoff from a blackmailer. You in the middle of a damn casino. Why are you sitting at that table counting that money? If you don't take your ass to the car, drive down the street and count it, and if it's short, oh well, what you gonna do?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
why is he sitting at that table counting that money?
That's why I'm trying to figure out where we're going with that storyline when it comes to him, because Friday we're finally getting everybody meeting him at the casino. Meanwhile, Martin is still following him at the fucking country club. I was like, Martin, calm down, sir. Like
Martin is annoying as hell. When I say he's annoying, he is annoying as hell.
So Crazy Lady, we saw her Friday, and she asked Eva to dinner. I'm gonna say what I think. I think she's playing Eva, talking about how she's lonely and all this stuff.
She's absolutely playing Eva.
They went down memory lane. I'm like, Eva, your mom is playing you. I hate to tell you this, but
like a fiddle. Like a fiddle.
Like your mother is.
She on a bit more care about Eva. It's her end game. It's the means to her end. She is playing Eva like a freaking fiddle. She absolutely.
But what is she? I wonder what she wants now.
I think she wants access to Ted because when she said how things going down at the because remember she wasn't worried when she was doing head down to the country club. Now she's working at Ted's office. Now all of a sudden, oh, I miss you. Oh, what you call like So I think she's definitely setting her up. She's definitely setting her up, in my opinion.
Now the most annoying scene of Friday's episode. Madison, Chelsea, and Allison. And
I don't care about. Listen, they about to be on my list underneath Ashley. I don't care nothing about this storyline, and it's not because it's a lesbian relationship. It's because it's annoying.
I like Chelsea and Madison, but it was weird to see Allison come over and want to have a conversation. I was like, this girl was trying to be with you, and you watching her on her date, like
And
weird.
now all of a sudden her husband is a terrible person and he's abusive. I love how she handled it though. She was like, well, my brother-in-law, my cousin, he's a police lieutenant. You can file a restraining order. Like I loved how she was trying to like basically, dead it in the beginning. Now I don't know where she gonna end up with it, but in the beginning it looked like she was trying to dead it.
Like that shit. I was like, oh god, why are we here? I mean, other than like I said, I like Chelsea and Madison together. It's a cute. They're a cute couple. Although they realized that they were moving too fast.
Yeah, and they were. That's what was annoying to me. That was annoying to me. The storyline was moving way too fast for me. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. All that meeting the parents and whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down.
But I
I
do
need
think that's
everybody
typical
to
I think that's
calm
typical of
down and take a
lesbians,
step
though.
back.
I think that is typical of lesbians to move fast and then realize that they move too fast. So I think well, there is a lesbian on the cast that I just found out this past weekend. So the girl who plays Naomi, she's I don't know if she's part of the LGBT community because she has a girlfriend or a wife.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until somebody I think I was on Facebook and somebody was like, her wife is pretty. I said, her wife is pretty.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Okay, well,
So I, went, so I found
congratulations.
so I found her Instagram, and lo and behold, she's in a relationship with a woman.
She's a lesbian. Okay,
they
girl.
yeah, they've been in a relationship for a year.
Danny's queer. She's got a whole husband though. I mean, I know that doesn't mean anything, but
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
she says she's queer. I don't know what that.
I did not know that. Okay, well, listen.
I don't know what that means, but Danny is queer.
Listen,
The
I ain't got to define it for her. There you go, girl. There you go. Okay,
yes, it is typical of lesbians to do that stuff. Because even Harold said, yes, it's typical for the.
Oh, Naomi
for
is Haitian as well. Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Harold, I don't know what she is because I was looking through her because I know last year she and a girl they went to the girls' first pride, so I don't know, she might be pansexual, but but yeah, so yeah, they
made listen, living your truth, baby. I support it. I support it all. Live in your truth.
But yeah, like I said, I like the storyline. I just don't like the whole Allison thing.
It's too extra for me. I don't dislike the storyline because it's a LGBTQ storyline. I dislike it because it's just too much. Like you're doing too much too fast. Like I really wish that they had stuck with. I honestly liked the Chelsea we first met. The Chelsea who was free and fluid, didn't have a label on it. I mean, I didn't necessarily like that she was playing with married couples, but that's a reality. Like people do that. Married couples bring extras into their relationship. I have friends who are in the lifestyle and they have a whole girlfriend and there are rules and all of that, but they have a whole girlfriend. They have, I've seen it. So it's not an unrealistic thing. And I really wish they had sat in that a little bit longer. It's okay for her to find a girl and fall in love and say, hey, I no longer want to do that. I want to do this. But I wish they had sat in that and fleshed that out a little bit longer before they had her go through I want to be with you. Maybe I really am a lesbian. Ooh, I fell in love. Like, I just think
that was what got me. That was what got me was that she fell in love part. And then, but we also have to remember her meeting Madison meeting the family was because of Danny. Danny said that shit.
I understand that, but they grown. They could have been like, hold up, mama, you slow down.
Yeah. Now we know how Danny is. You can tell Danny to pause the brakes, but
that's true. That's true. That's true. That's valid. Yeah. That's a valid point.
But I mean, that was overall, and I like that Chelsea was thinking that Madison was standing her up. And Kat was at the hospital. She was like, well, she just left, her shift ended an hour ago. But then Madison came in her scrubs and she was like, I had the perfect dress, I had the perfect outfit, the perfect bag. And then a kid threw up on me and, I had to get him some help. and now I'm here. I was like, okay, that's cute. Because I was gonna say, girl, you are very flighty if you broke, if you did this after y'all done already had sex.
Yeah, I would have been, I would have doubly been pissed off. I'd have been like, okay, y'all are really just doing too fucking much with these stuff. Like, I would have been doubly pissed off if they had done that. I'd have been like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was it. Now I'm so pissed that it wasn't on this week because when I saw that preview for next week, when we see that bitch Haley and that crazy hoe Leslie, Dana, Sherry, Dana, Leslie, Anna, and Lulu,
Yeah,
meet
that
up,
link up is gonna be real. That link up is gonna be real.
I said, "What the fuck?" If I could reach through the TV screen and slap Haley, I'd slap that bitch. Y'all know I hate Haley. Oh, that bitch is not pregnant. That bitch is not pregnant. That bitch is not
She is
pregnant.
not. She is not pregnant.
Again, like you said earlier, what is her end game? But my thing with Haley is you only have a certain time frame before you start showing. So what you gonna do? Throw
That's what I'm
a
saying.
pill
You
up on
don't have but like a 3 to 4 month window, and her by you already being petite, girl. That baby bump should be about to bumping in a minute.
either she gonna put a pill up under her clothing, or she gonna buy one of them
Child,
fake
get
bellies.
one of them fake bellies. I don't know. It's about to be something. Because the question
Xavier,
is,
no.
what do you have in common with? Like, what do you have in common?
Xavier, no. She can never. Those two can never be like Sam and. Well, maybe Leslie could be like Carly a little bit, maybe slightly, because
I don't know.
Carly is manipulative. Carly, but Carly would never. Would Carly go to the lengths that Leslie has gone to?
The old Carly, absolutely yes.
Yeah, I have to think about it. Yes, Carly
Yeah, the
would.
old Carly, absolutely. Now this Carly that's refined and shit. Since
Hmm.
you got your degree, you know so much. You know what I mean?
You know,
This Carly, maybe not.
Speaking of Carly, her relationship with Jason, I have never understood her. And my best friend is a woman, and my best friend and I's relationship is nothing like Jason and Carly's relationship is one that I have never understood. That best like Carly is obsessed when it comes to. I know she loves Jason, but she is obsessed when it comes to Jason, and any woman that gets near Jason,
Why you so obsessed with me?
like she runs every last woman away.
Cause she crazy as hell too.
She is. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm ready to see. Even though I know it's gonna piss me off, seeing Leslie and that bitch Haley. Yeah, oh God,
Ooh,
y'all know I
ooh,
hate. Y'all know I can't stand it. Like Haley,
ooh.
if there's
You
anybody on
mean
this
that?
show,
Boy, you be saying that with your whole
I
chest.
do. If there's anybody on this show that I hate, it's Haley. Like I don't, y'all know I don't like Ashley and Derek, but when it comes down to like hating a character on this show, it is Haley. I know everybody else. I know y'all can't stand Kat. I know some people can't stand Eva, but it's Haley for me. It's Haley for me because I ain't
Mm.
never since we first met that little girl. I ain't trusted her. I knew something like Really B has been saying is something off with her. Now y'all know Really B don't think that she is as naive as she pretends to be, and I now have to agree. I actually have to agree with that. She's not as naive.
I think it was a plan from the beginning. I think I don't know how far back the plan was, but I think she came to town on a mission. Because did they ever talk about where Haley came from, like where she's
Mm-mm,
originally from? I don't know if we
mm-mm.
ever had that conversation.
We've never had that conversation about Haley.
Yeah, all we know is that she allegedly don't have no family, and I don't believe that. I bet you she from Chicago.
I wouldn't be surprised if she isn't. There's something between her and for her and Leslie to link up. It's something that we not putting. It's something there that we don't know.
I don't know, because I mean, how would Leslie, like you said, how would Leslie even know to go to her? So yeah, it's something.
It's definitely something.
I mean, I get it that they're both outcasts, but how? And I mean, I know Leslie's not stupid. She's been, watching what's going on and watching the lay of the land. But I don't know. It just makes me wonder, like, how did that come to be?
Harold has a question for both
Okay.
of us. He says, "Who is your least favorite male character?" Bill.
The fireman.
Mine is Bill. Well,
I like Bill. I like Bill. I like Bill.
Let me think again.
I mean, he's a villain, so you're not supposed to like him, but I like him. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm gonna give you guys two. It's Bill and it's Derek. Well, here's the thing. I don't dislike. Let me not say Derek. It's not Derek. I don't dislike Derek. It's Bill and Randy.
Raven, how you gonna be playing Monopoly attacking my property while we over here giving you this good live? Raven, hey girl, how you attacking my property over onto the Monopoly?
So yeah, it's Bill and Randy for me. Because y'all know Randy gets on my nerves when he be talking to Joey and Joey tells him to mind his fucking business, but he won't mind his fucking business.
Joey is not a convincing villain for me. And I don't know if it's because I've seen him in other capacities and I just can't see him as this hardcore gangster. I don't know.
I know him as Kevin from General Hospital.
I just don't know. And I know that Kevin played a serial killer, his twin brother, but I just can't see it. I will say this though. A soap opera needs a character like Joey. Joey just ain't doing it for me.
Because like I say, whenever I look at him, I see Kevin. Now I didn't even think about Ryan Chamberlain until you said it. He was convincing it. I mean, he is a convincing villain.
He was convincing as a serial killer. Yeah,
he has Ryan Chamberlain, but Joey Armstrong, not really.
It's just not giving me what I need. It's just not giving it to me.
Kind of like with Pamela. I don't see Pamela. I see Dixie.
Well, actually, I kind of see Pamela, but let me tell you what's getting on my nerves with Pamela. Because I didn't recognize her, so I'm okay. Like if I had recognized her immediately, I don't know. But I didn't recognize her. Y'all had to tell me it was Dixie. What I'm not feeling with Pamela is what's up with that fake accent? It comes and it goes.
I knew you about to say that it's that accent.
It comes and it goes. I need you to have the accent and I need you to mean it. And I need it to be real. But it's like it comes and it goes.
What is that accent though? Is what I've been trying to figure out.
Right. Like what is it even supposed to be? But it's a weird accent and it's not consistent. So I need you to just let that go.
I want her to talk like she really talks.
Because I wouldn't even mind her giving us the Dixie Martin accent, that little country twang. Give us that. Give us that little country twang, girl.
Xavier, that's what I think they're doing. I think that's what it is with Joey. He is their version of Sonny.
Yeah, and every soap opera needs that. Every soap opera needs, I mean, we know they need a villain. We know they need somewhere nefarious where the people can hang out. Like, I get the character. I just don't like him in the character. And he's a great actor. I mean, but it's just not, like from the very first scene where we saw him in the car with Doug giving him that money, I was like, what is this?
Right.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all got to see me grease my scalp because I'm getting ready to walk out the door as soon as we get done. So y'all y'all just got to deal with me greasing my scalp for a minute. I mean, y'all will be
He's definitely believable as, Kevin, and he's believable.
But I also think they built us into Ryan Chamberlain. Like that wasn't immediate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was sort of like the Vicky Nikki thing. You know what I mean? You saw him like really be a full-on other person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not as they say, he's not sexy enough. He's too much of an old man for this role. Vanessa ain't got no type.
Right. He's definitely no Sonny Corinthos.
He not. Vanessa ain't got no type, y'all. She's a hoe.
Vanessa is a hoe. She has no type. Okay.
All right, you guys. So we got through it. Now, before we came on here, do you want to talk about that, or do you want to hold on?
Well, be on the lookout, you guys. Have your notifications ready. I think we're going to try to link up me, JB, and Treese from Shade in the City and kind of do like a first part roundup, like really talk about everything, all things beyond the gates. And y'all know how we do when we get together. Y'all know Treese likes to talk I like to talk. JB likes to talk. Y'all know we like to get into other soap operas and all of that. So it should be a good conversation. I think we're gonna. I don't have a date yet, so let me not even tell a lie. But we're trying to do it before the end of the weekend. Since we had like this down week, we wanted to try to kind of do just a roundup breakdown situation. But looking forward for the weekend, and it'll probably be on all of our channels. So just keep your notifications on. Keep your notifications on. We're trying to get that together now, you guys. Yeah, but we figured since we had a down week, we would kind of just wrap up all the storylines and kind of see where we are. And y'all know we have our favorites, and y'all know how we get to tussling. So it should be a good conversation.
All right, so let the people know what you got coming up. Now I know you're getting ready to leave. We also got
listen. Oh shit! Whose turn is it?
Because y'all did it last week.
So if Belle and can Leah do it?
So she sent a message to us this morning that she's not gonna be able to do it tonight.
Okay, can you do it and then I'll do it next week? Because I'm not gonna be able to do it tonight. I'm not even gonna be available to watch the episode. I'm back next week. Like this is it. I'm going out of town this weekend for 4th of July. But I'll be back next week. So can you do it tonight and I'll do it next week?
Okay, because I probably won't be able to do it next week.
Just skip a week. I mean, it's the summertime shit. People got shit going on, you know.
It's
4th of July. They did. Usually they don't even show a new episode like that. So they actually showed a new episode, but it is only the third, fourth episode of the season. So I guess they kind of had to.
Because I haven't even watched the episode.
I'm gonna get caught up on Divorce Sisters next week. I may just have to do a season roundup. I don't know because I know the whole season is out now. So I may just have to do a season roundup, but yeah, we will do Divorce because I did watch a couple of episodes. It's pretty good. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and go and talk about it with you guys. So what do I have coming up next week? We are back on track. This week I was trying to get you guys caught up, but then the Diddy of it all sort of took over. We were talking about Diddy more so than doing reviews. So next week everything is happening. That's all I can tell y'all. We're gonna get caught up. Divorce Sisters. I'm going to be doing the Ultimatum. We're going to start that next week. Big Brother starts next week. The 10th. I think next Sunday.
Yeah, it's the
10th. Of course, Miami, Potomac. I mean, I keep saying Potomac. Damn it. Miami, Atlanta. It's something else that I'm reviewing that I'm forgetting, you guys. Divorce Sisters, the Ultimatum. Big Brother. It's something else, but all of it's next week. Just have your notifications on, child. We got a lot going on next week. And I guess I'm gonna do Love It. I guess I'm gonna do Love and Marriage Huntsville now that I don't have to worry about the Mellow Meter, child.
I'm good on that show forever.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's pretty much the same with me. We got Beyond the Gates. We have Real Housewives of Miami, the panel. Y'all, I think we might just have to because I didn't even watch last night's episode, so
maybe we'll just skip this week and we'll regroup next week because I can host it next week. We can just do 2 episodes next week if we want to do it that way. It's hard, it's the summer and people are on vacation and stuff like that. But we can definitely do a double episode next week if you want to do it that way, and just skip this week and don't stress yourself because I know y'all got a lot going on, so I don't even know he would be able to do it. That's why he didn't come to my live last night. He's got some stuff going on. So he may not even be able to do the panel tonight. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for him. But yeah, I think we should just put it in the chat that we'll skip this week and we'll regroup next week and I'll host it. I'll host it next week and we'll just do a double episode.
And then y'all know, so Big Brother's coming back and I know me and ReallyB talked about this, me joining them, talking about Big Brother. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, they revealed the house. About that this week. Yeah, we got to talk about the schedule this week.
Julie revealed the house. The house looks.
I saw that.
That house looks nice.
The house does look nice. The house does look really nice. No, the teacher project. We're not on hiatus. But again, El Teddy's traveling, so I know we can't do one this week because I think he's on his way to Conclave now. So we can't do it this week, maybe next week. But the teacher project is definitely going on. I actually have something in mind for the teacher project to put some new content over there. I don't want to speak on it because y'all know I hate saying stuff and then y'all know how I get. But I definitely have an idea. if I can do it, I won't start it for about another 2 weeks, but I think you guys will like it. But the Teacher Project 2.0, we won't have a new episode unless probably for at least 2 weeks. It won't be one this week, maybe next week. I got to check with El Teddy and his schedule. So, but definitely got it going on. What's the Teacher Project? Oh, thank you for asking. The Teacher Project 2.0 is myself and El Teddy 27. It is our YouTube channel where we talk about all things education as it relates to LGBTQIA and minority youth in schools. We talk about a lot of what the laws are going on, the trends and policies and things that you need to know. So yeah, if you just type in Teacher Project 2.0, it'll come right up. Thank you so much for asking. We do not have our watch time hours, and that's another reason why it's hard to get watch time when you're only doing one episode a week. It's hard to really build up those watch hours. So that's another reason why I have something else in mind. I'm gonna talk to you about it. I think I already told you, JB, but I have something else in mind that I'm gonna start. I want to start doing it maybe in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. I know I can't do it. I know I can't do it for at least the next 2 weeks, but I really want to. So that'll help us with the watch time hours. Oh man, damn it.
I think Carol asked when are they gonna reveal the cast of Big Brother? That's probably gonna be sometime next week. Well, or
probably late next week because Sunday is the first episode, right? So probably late next week. Is that Thursday? Okay, Thursday. Yeah. So
y'all know OC come back next week too. But I'm gonna figure it. I can.
Oh, Brandy, you're a teacher. Oh, definitely check it out. Definitely, and hit me up. Hit me up.
Oh yes, Brandy's a teacher.
Okay,
she's a teacher out there in California.
Oh, definitely. Oh, we've talked about them Cali schools, honey. We've definitely talked. So yeah, hit check us out, and you can always hit me up on IG or email me. We always invite input from teachers, especially teachers all over the country, because you guys know stuff on the front lines. So definitely, I'm a teacher, and El Teddy was an educator. He's still a teacher, but he's in a different capacity. But he was in public education for many years. So
okay.
All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, JB, for hosting.
Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, like you said, keep an eye out on the community tab for what myself, and Teresa are gonna do, and then we just gonna skip Miami panel this week. I think I'm gonna skip the episode this week myself because, like I said, I ain't watched it, y'all. So I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, y'all.